Alright friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kristen. Thank you guys for joining me today. This is Growing Zone 9B. As you can see behind me, we have the tree up. So this is the first year that we've actually had a fake tree, as I call it, because we have a new puppy. So we are still training her. So she's not exactly a puppy though. Like she's a big girl. So I thought if we had a real tree, it would smell too much like outside and then just like kind of confuse her about where the bathroom is. And so this year we decided to go with one of those pencil trees. I actually ordered this from Michael's Crafts. It was on sale. It was only like about $65, which was kind of nice because I'm used to actually spending about $85 to $100 on a tree. So it's kind of cool. I like it, you know, because it's not very big. It doesn't take up a lot of space. And I did get a candle from Bath & Body that'll smell like a tree. So hopefully that'll suffice for this year. And hopefully our new dog will figure this out. So I'm going to take you guys to see our new wild girl. She is crazy. She is a Weimaraner mix. And so let's go outside. She's outside right now with her friends. Her and Luna are like besties, so let's go check her out. All right, y'all, so this is Pumpkin. She is our new puppy. She's crazy and wild. Are you gonna show them? Are you gonna show these people? All right, so this is her. She's crazy. She is about 14 months old. We did adopt her from the pound. She needed a good home. She has quite a bit of work to do as far as learning. She's got some learning curves, but Miss Betty's still here with us. She's over there running around. Here's the banana. It's actually coming back. You can still see where it's shredded from the hurricane, but I'll just end up trimming those leaves off. It's actually really bright outside. I did want to show y'all. She's very puppy. She loves playing. She's got toys. Her, like I said, her and Luna are crazy friends. I have some little bok choys coming up. That's a pepper plant. Betty. But it should look like this, which is beautiful and pretty. My peppers are fading out, which is fine. So I've had to, it's still so warm here that I have had to pull this back from being out in the sun because the plants were just getting burned. So here's some more just cute little bok choys that I have all growing down in here. So I basically filled this whole container with bok choy because I want plenty of cabbage. This is the blue spur, or the toilet paper plant. So I did plant one over here. The leaves are fairly big. You can see, like, here's my hand behind it. So it's a good sheet of toilet paper. So if you had to, it's nice and soft. It's kind of got like a velvety touch to it. But one of the things that Miss Keri brought to me today is this entire bag here, which I got to get out to the garden. She double bagged it because it's funky. Look at all the roses coming in. Isn't that beautiful? They're just beautiful. So we'll be making rose water, some more rose water. But I have to get out here to the garden. The garden's actually producing fairly well. So, you know, it's not too bad. We did have the hurricane that came through. I have been getting sweet potatoes out of the garden. But in here is a bunch of eggshells. Alright, so this is my compost that I keep a lid on. These are some nice stinky eggshells. which eggshells are really good for calcium. So we'll just dump these in here. Oh, that's crazy. It took it like all the way to the top. So there you go. There's all the eggshells that we'll just let get broken down, and we'll make really good calcium for this bed. All right, so the reason why Miss Keri had all those eggs was because her grandson had like a scouts, I guess it's called like Boy Scouts or something like that. And long story short, they were doing a camping trip and she was cooking all the eggs for them. So there was like, I think she told me there's like 15 or 18 dozen eggshells. So that's awesome. I mean, my garden loves it, so I told her to bring them to me. We have a pumpkin vine growing, and I have got beautiful pumpkins on it. So here's a pumpkin down here. You can see it. These are the Seminole pumpkin. There is one over here. Right there's another one. And then I've got one here. You can see it's already getting like sun. The sun's been getting on it. So they're nice sizes. I've still got plenty of like flowers here and there. So, and the vine runs all the way here and runs back into the garden. Of course, we have the, you know, blue butterfly. I've been picking that for our teas. My papayas have been doing well, so I've been getting those, you know, 'tis the season. I normally make papaya jelly this time of year, and so that's what I've been getting started with, is the papaya jelly. So there's the papayas right there. There's my other set of papayas. And you can see the passion fruit vine has wrapped itself all up in my palm tree. So I guess that's the direction it wants to go. Ever since the hurricane, I just didn't get out here and handle stuff like I should have. We're going to trim back this bogan. That is the cranberry hibiscus down there, which you can eat the leaves on the cranberry hibiscus. But yeah, so it's just kind of done its thing. I'm not going to cut it. We're just going to let it be. This is say-so spinach all down in there. So plenty of that spinach going on. And my banana tree kind of came back to life, which was nice. Here's the other. This is a Cavendish banana. I've got some pups down there that are coming off. I've been eating, I think I said I've been eating the sweet potatoes out of the garden. There's another pumpkin I started planting because I didn't know if it was going to take off and do well. This is a mustard. Yeah, you can see the pumpkin flowers are right there. I kind of overcrowded this bed just because I didn't know what was going to happen after the hurricane. I thought maybe all the seeds got washed away. Here's one of the bok choys is right there. There's another mustard right here. All down in there are the sweet potatoes, and we've got pumpkins growing, all sorts of different types of pumpkins. I think that one is the actual Tennessee sweet potato pumpkin. So I've got that, and then I never pulled out these passion fruit trees that just ended up over here from the compost, that I had pulled some compost out, and I have tomatoes growing within it, and so that's why I haven't been able to get the papaya actually out. That bed's just kind of, I'll have to redo that when the summer comes. I just didn't want to disturb too much because, oh, here's some nasturtium or nasturtiums are right in here. Here is arugula coming in. I've been eating a lot of arugula lately because I've been putting it on salads and just sauteing it. So I'm grateful that we've got arugula. And then down here, I have a bunch of beans because I knew that beans would come in really fast. Over here, I have some red mustard greens coming in down here, and some kale. I threw some kale in there. There is a sunflower, which is beautiful. I got a basil right there. There is more of the pumpkin. Here's another pumpkin vine. Like here, these have all gone to seed. I'm gonna take some of these over to my mom. These are basil that I've like already started seeding. There's a tomato right in there. You can see it like cruxed in there. So The garden's an absolute disaster since the storm. Like I said, it didn't really turn out like I wanted it to, but it is what it is. Yeah, here's another pumpkin hiding. Right there it is. So I'm excited we're gonna get some pumpkins this year. Oh look, there's a nasty little worm on it. Look at that. Now that one's going to Jesus. So they will just kill your plants. Like it's trying to bore a hole into my, yep, it's trying to bore a hole into my pumpkin. Stupid jerk. So, and no matter how much chemical or anything you try to put on it, natural or otherwise, it's just not going to work out, because you got to water, because it still gets really hot here. This bed didn't really do too much behind me right here. Look, there's a pup right there to the banana. This is another Cavendish banana. The ginger's there. I did plant all along here some dicot radish, but the only radish that looks like it's popping up is that one right there. This is a ton of ginger. I'm gonna pull this out over the winter and actually do something more productive with that bed. Here's more pumpkin vine just swooping around. And then there's another toilet paper plant. That is actually turmeric. And over here, this bed, you can see our new pup. Her name is Pumpkin, by the way. Our new pup has been coming here and digging. These holes are actually her jumping in the bed when I come out here. So I had some radishes over there, and at the end I had some mustard greens. They all, I don't know what happened to them. I think she just got into the bed. But I've also got some type of worm or something, because you can see that they're eating the plant, which is terrible. But again, what can you do? You know, I do the best I can. This is another nasturtium or nastrium. Here's one here. Here's a tomato. Those are the sweet 100s. Hopefully, if it doesn't get too cold, we'll have that. This is that green pumpkin that I wanted to get growing before the storm, that I was trying to get for the kids for Halloween, that it just ended up just not doing what I wanted it to do. But you can see, like, the flowers are much different on here. They're tinier. They're very small. So I'm still excited. I hope it does produce. So I've got that all growing in here. You can see it's a jungled mess. But hey, I like all the greenery. It makes me happy, especially like this time of year when it's like cooler. You still want some beautiful stuff coming from your garden. So that's what we got going on there. And of course, the sweet potatoes have ventured over and taken over our Freedom Blackberry that is growing back here. We have a big pile from the storm. This is like the 4th pile, and we've had to be burning. So, and the water at the dock has definitely gone down, which we're grateful for. Yeah, here's just like sweet potato C going on here. There's the papayas. They're all leaning, as you can see. They're still here, but they're leaning from the storm that we had. Obviously, I need to get these flowers out. They're good for the bees, but they're really just a nuisance. They are not chamomile. They're just a native Floridian type flower that just grows wild. The sweet potato bed goes all the way down here. And my fiance, you can see it's like lined off because he's been trying to keep it in check and like having to cut it. So these things were just absolutely taking over right now because we got a bunch of rain, and so they just were doing their own thing, which I would be super grateful if they're actually producing. That would be wonderful, because the amount of sweet potatoes that we could potentially have would be, I would be elated, honestly, to have a bunch of sweet potatoes. Oh, there goes Pumpkin. She's probably gonna try to get in the water. She's goofy like that. Like, she's still a puppy, and so she doesn't like listen and behave like she should. She's just wild. She's just a wild girl. But yeah, you can see the gap right there from the water line. Pumpkin! Pumpkin! Hey! Pumpkin! Come here, Pumpkin. You silly girl. What are you doing, silly? What are you doing? You go, girl. You go, girl. Yeah, you're a baby. You're just a baby. Yeah. Sweet girl. She is sweet. That's what's really nice about hers. she's a really sweet dog. But she's still learning the way. She likes to do this jump thing on me. She's a good girl. All right, and then the grapes didn't really do much because, again, the storm. So we got just some vines. I'll go ahead and trim those back this fall when it gets closer to like later December. I'll go ahead and cut those back because I want them to be able to produce again. Hopefully we'll get some stuff going in the spring. The sweet potatoes took over this bed as well, so this is just a massive jungle that I'm going to have to clean up. Like, it's just been the year of sweet potato vine. I don't know that this bed per se has sweet potatoes in it, but hopefully we'll get lucky and it will. So that'll be nice. She's a very curious little girl. Yeah, she does like to follow me, which I kind of like. All right, so there's all your sweet potatoes. In those little buckets were regular potatoes, but they didn't do anything for me. So, all right, and then we had to take down our big Mexican sunflowers that we had. So you can see they're just little stumps right now. They're just, we had to like take them out. That's what you're seeing over there in the brush. Our neem oil trees are leaning. We have tried to prop them up and they just keep falling in this direction. So I don't know if we're gonna have to try to trim them back or what we need to do, but that's what's going on right there. Yeah, they're just leaning. And I have some little bananas over here that got beat to heck because of the storm. So they just need a little bit of trimming. Like I said, here's another tree that's leaning. We got to try to get it pulled back. We've tried to put up the sand to hold them in place, but that's not worked out very well for us. So, but here's the neem oil, in case you guys haven't seen. I mean, it's very lush. It's beautiful. I need to get like some type of press so that I can do that. Now this year, our poor mulberry just looks like a stick because of all the wind that we got. So obviously we're not gonna get mulberries this year, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. Some years are like that. You just go with the flow. All right, over here are some tiny little, these are collard greens that I had planted. So I've been watering them. They're starting to come up. That's a mustard that was just in here. I didn't actually plant that in here. And then I put some more beans down there at the end. I've got my key limes. There's a key lime for you. They're beautiful. So I got a couple on this tree. That's what's going on here. And then over here, this bed's just a mess. So we've got some leftover loofah that I have had growing, and then here's new loofah that's coming in behind it. Like, here's a tiny little loofah. Here's another tiny little loofah. So that's what they look like. So hopefully those will produce in enough time before we get any type of frost. Here's another one. They look like kind of like little cucumbers, but hopefully they'll start producing. That's what the flower looks like. And I've got a couple of them growing right here, so I'm hoping to like get this trellis up in production. All right, so I have some arugula right here. That is mustard green on the other side. That's a huge mustard green. There's more arugula right here. There are papayas over here that are growing. Here's another loofah that started taking off. That's an old loofah that I need to get taken down. And then I've got, these are the black-eyed Susans, I think is what they are called, and they will take over a garden here as far as I'm concerned. So I had planted some seeds because I wanted something to start growing over in this area, and basically it just started just doing its thing and totally taking over. So that's what's going on in the garden. I'm really grateful that we have been able to get something since the storm. I take it somebody must be, yeah, I heard a door shut, so it must be my neighbors trying to leave or something, but the dogs are over there. Oh no, it's a delivery truck. So yeah, so that's what we got going on as far as the garden is going. So today I am going to be taking you guys, we just did that little garden walk, but I'm actually going to be shooting another video. I'm going to my parents this weekend because we are still working on their property and, you know, trying to get the walls done and stuff like that from their house from the storm. So we have ordered some wood stuff, like to try to do some replacement of stuff. And so we're gonna be there this weekend and working on that as a project. So I am going to be making some food since my parents don't have their oven working, and the kitchen's all been ripped out because they're getting new cabinets and stuff put in. So they've been eating a lot of out to eat food, which y'all know I'm not really down with, like a lot of like the type of food as much. So I feel really bad for them. I love them, and it breaks my heart that they're going through this. And but they still have a roof over their heads, so we're blessed with that part of it. So I'm going to be making my version of a rum cake mixed kind of like with a quote-unquote fruit cake, but my fruit cake is going to actually have real fruit. So we're going to go inside and I'm going to be making that. So I'm actually not going to cut it in this video, but make sure you watch my next video because that's what we're going to be making. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. All right, so until next time, love one another, be kind, and I'll see you guys shortly.